I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Donald Trump gave a speech in South Carolina that was very dangerous, very unhinged, very weird, but it also showed serious cognitive impairment on behalf of Donald Trump. And this isn't hyperbole. I'm not just saying, oh, cognitive impairment. Look, judge for yourself in the video clips I'm about to show you. Like this first clip where Donald Trump confuses Jeb Bush in the 2016 primary with George W. Bush and says that Jeb Bush was involved in wars in the Middle East. Here, play this clip.
It's less than 4 months before the season starts. We start in Iowa, we go to New Hampshire, we come down here. You know, the beauty was when I came here, everyone thought Bush was going to win. And then they took a poll and they found out Trump was up by about 50 points. Everyone said, what's going on right here? They thought Bush, because Bush supposedly was a military person. Great. You know what? He was a military. He got us into the Middle East. How did that work out, right? But they all thought that Bush might win. Jeb. Remember Jeb? He used the word Jeb. He didn't use the word Bush. I said, you mean he's ashamed of the last name? And then they immediately started using the name Bush. Never forget it. But we came here.
You can see Donald Trump almost short-circuiting in that speech. And we've showed you previous videos here on the MeidasTouch Network where Donald Trump thought that he was running against Barack Obama. And he does this very frequently now. Also, here's a clip from the same South Carolina event where Donald Trump says the big issues right now are windmills that are killing so much whales. Play the clip.
Extreme regulatory attacks. The Biden administration is right now trying to bludgeon the boating and maritime industry. We were just discussing it with a lot of boat companies back there that create a lot of jobs and having a hard time. With a boat speed limit of less than 11 miles an hour, about 10 miles an hour. In other words, like a slow golf cart. It's like think of it, along the entire eastern part of our country. This is supposedly in the name of preventing whale strikes, but you have a better chance of being struck by lightning than hitting a whale with your boat. There has only been, listen to this, one such whale killed off the coast of South Carolina in the last 50 years. But on the other hand, their windmills are causing whales to die in numbers never seen before. Nobody does anything about that. They're washing up on shore. I saw it this weekend. 3 of them came up. You wouldn't see it once a year. Now they're coming up on a weekly basis. The windmills are driving them crazy. They're driving the whales, I think, a little batty, and they're washing up on shore at levels never seen before, and they want to stop your boats 1 in 50 years. Can you imagine that?
And in this next clip, Donald Trump says that he deserved a Medal of Honor because while he was in office, he landed in Iraq once, and that he believes that by flying into Iraq, he deserves the Medal of Honor. Play the clip.
So I said, I flew to Iraq, remember? And I came back. Remember that brave flight when we landed on a runway with no lights? And I said, I want the Congressional Medal of Honor for myself. I said, am I allowed to give myself the Congressional Medal of Honor, Russell? And they said, I don't think that would look too good, sir. I said, I agree with you on that.
Here, Donald Trump spreads a very dangerous conspiracy, a false conspiracy. He says that the reason that there was COVID is because China created it and caused it because Donald Trump was being too tough on them. Again, this is completely false, completely dangerous, and these are the types of unhinged, very strange, dangerous things he's saying. Play the clip.
Paid us hundreds of billions of dollars. Not one president got 10 cents from China. I got hundreds of billions of dollars from China. They weren't too happy with me. Hence the China virus.
Okay, going over more of the cognitive impairment that was reflected in this speech. Here, Donald Trump saying that migrants are getting all these cell phones and veterans are not getting cell phones. I don't know what he's talking about. Play the clip.
Weirdest thing, they come in by the tens of thousands, sometimes a day, and they all have cell phones. I'm saying, where did they get the cell phones? Everybody has a cell phone. They're all talking on these beautiful cell phones, and they're expensive ones, too. They're nice ones. Somebody who's into that said, those are good phones. And then I say, who pays their bills? Who's paying the bills, Margie? Do you want to check that? I'll give it to Marjorie. She'll figure that one out fast. No, but you ever notice? They're all coming in with cell phones. Our veterans don't have cell phones, do they? But they put illegal aliens first and everyone first, but he puts America last.
Here, Donald Trump is trying to justify the fact that he's too cowardly to show up at the debates for the Republican presidential nomination. He goes, nobody watches the debates. Play the clip.
We're at just about 60% already, and we're going up, and we're the only ones going up. They're going down. They're going down, down, down. They ought to stop wasting their time. You know, they're wasting a lot of time on these ridiculous debates that nobody's watching. Their last debate was the lowest rated debate in history. That's a good compliment, isn't it? And what was I doing, Marjorie? I was someplace else, wasn't I, huh? I was doing another interview.
And then when I watch these events, I don't always just focus on, okay, well, what's going on with what Trump's saying. I also want to know what's going on around the events. So these events are often covered by right-wing extremist propaganda media, and they go about broadcasting this like Kim Jong-un style productions. And here is part of the production that was done by an organization called Right Side Broadcasting Network. And Brian Glenn's one of their main reporters, who is dating Marjorie Taylor Greene. So they're boyfriend and girlfriend, Marjorie Taylor Greene and Brian Glenn. And they're talking about the federal government shutdown that MAGA Republicans are causing. And here in this clip, you'll see Marjorie Taylor Greene say, the American people don't care about the government shutdown. It's not going to impact the lives of American people, she says, which is a total lie. And then she says that she's not going to support any funding for the government that involves Ukraine or COVID, she says. Watch what they say. Play the clip.
You know, we were talking earlier that we didn't feel any effects of the SAG, the actors strike. Now, we will feel the effects of a UAW strike because automobiles will become not as plentiful. Yeah. People will lose their jobs or lose their income. That's a big difference. But if the government shuts down, let's just be truthful. We're not going to miss it. It's already overexposed anyway.
Well, that's how the American people feel. The people that are affected are federal government employees, but the American people don't miss a beat in their jobs. That's the reality. Now, we can talk about how it affects our ability to fund the government. We're not doing a good job in Washington right now. Yeah. I, for one, have drawn my red lines. I'm not voting for COVID anything. I'm not voting for Biden's weaponized special counsels. I'm not voting for Ukraine. And I think that's where we should be drawing our red lines. That's where the American people are. Yeah. They're fed up with it. But unfortunately, we're still going to be fighting over those issues. But I think there's a serious issue with these auto workers, Brian. Yeah. We aren't worried about the people protesting in Hollywood.
No.
But between the Democrats' Green New Deal and them going to destroy the auto industry, change it to electric vehicles, these people that are out there striking, their jobs are at risk, and there's nobody to blame except Joe Biden and the Democrats.
Okay. This is also from that same network, if you even want to call it that, where one of the people covering the event says that we need to obliterate the deep state. Obliterate the deep state, but we don't actually mean violence, like obliterate them in general, as a concept. Here, play this clip.
He definitely always is saying about, obliterating the deep state in the sense of, taking care of business, not in a violent way, but of course a peaceful way. But at the end of the day, we want freedom in this country.
I wanted to show you those two clips because let's compare it to CNN, right? That was Right Side Broadcasting Network, an extremist right-wing media network. But how do you think CNN is covering it? Almost not different at all. And here CNN is parroting the talking points of Donald Trump and basically saying, and Donald Trump is out there saying to the union workers that he wants to help them and the electric vehicles are not going to be helpful. It's like your job, CNN, is not to parrot gaslighting and lies. Donald Trump's trying to destroy unions. That is what he and MAGA Republicans want to do. So do your job, CNN. Do your job, legacy media, because as I just showed, there's almost no difference between what you just said and what Right Side Broadcasting Network said. When RSBN and CNN are basically the same, that's an issue. Play this clip.
Endorsed Joe Biden. They have not yet endorsed in 2024. And Donald Trump has been posting about this on Truth Social. His team believes that while he has had complications with unions in the past, that he can sell himself as pro-worker, essentially turn on the Biden administration on their green plans, their electric vehicle plans, say that those are going to kill jobs, and then say that Donald Trump himself is pro-worker. Now, whether or not that will work, of course, remains to be seen. But this is a group of people that in a general election, Trump does believe he can siphon votes off of.
Kristen, you're a pro. If it is that loud in her microphone, I can only imagine how loud it is in real life. We've been there and we know.
And as I've been thinking about it, as I've been watching MAGA over the past few days, and I've been thinking about this slogan, I want you to tell me what you think about it. Ready? MAGA Republicans just talk shit. That's all they do. MAGA Republicans talk shit. But Democrats and the pro-democracy coalition gets shit done. Tell me what you think about that. Make a comment below. Hit the thumbs up button on the YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check us out at patreon.com/MeidasTouch. Have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for watching.
Hey Meidas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.